Welcome. This is a little video. I'm gonna do this pretty quick. A reply to Fred's art versus music thread, and yeah, I picked up a bunch of albums that I'm gonna show you. Before I do that, I reached 300 subscribers. Thank you all for that, and thank you for subscribing, of course. Thank you very, very much for all the comments on the last video, because I don't know, that kind of exploded. Normally it takes a couple of weeks for me to get so many views, and somehow that sort of clicked with the majority of the vinyl community. So that's pretty cool. Thank you for that. I am going to do a contest, but not now. I have to think of a question, I have to think of a prize, and I had a question in mind, but that takes a lot of effort from you guys, and I don't think a lot of you have the time and effort to do extensive videos, so it's not going to happen, that particular question. But I'll end up thinking of some nice questions and or question, and think of a nice prize. There's bound to be some cool stuff that you guys want. So let's do the records. I'm going to start off with great artwork and not so great music. Still good music, but not as great as the artwork. This is The Open Mind of John D. Loudermilk. I picked this up thinking this would be either psych pop or it would have some psychedelic edge to it. No way. This is folk music, and to me, I later discovered that John D. Loudermilk did a lot of songs for folk artists as well, and it sort of makes it clear that he's not a psychedelic artist, but this cover is just freaking awesome. I just love this cover. The music is pretty good, but it doesn't compare to the album art. Just look at that. A lot of soundtracks have that same thing. The cover is just amazing, and the music is one of them is this. This is The Caper of the Golden Bulls, music by Vic Mizzy. I don't know what he did else. What else he did? Maybe Batman? That could be. I don't know. But the cover is just amazing. It does show that it's supposed to be an action-filled heist movie, but in reality it might be different. It might be just a cheesy 60s, you know, heist movie. But the music is not that special. It's okay. You know, I'm coming to a point where soundtrack music has to be funky or has to be groovy to really catch my eye. But this is not either. But it's an awesome cover. Look at that. This is something I actually haven't listened to throughout. I've listened to bits and pieces, but then again, I'm not someone who loves poetry. But the cover is just awesome. This is Dylan Thomas Reading, Volume 2. He does a bunch of his poems, and I mean, the cover is the reason why I picked this up. I'll probably never end up playing this. It's an original 1957 release on the Caedmon literary series. But the cover, the bird, I love that 50s style of drawing. It's amazing. This is another cover that I think is pretty, but the music is not. This is Happy by Public Image Limited. I love this drawing, and knowing Public Image Limited, you'd expect it to be just great, you know, music in their style, and it kind of is, but it kind of isn't. And this is their least favorite album of mine, and you know, I don't know, maybe they were indeed, you know, coming to an end of the Public Image era. Decent music, not maybe it's just fine music, I don't know, but the cover, I like it a lot. This is another cover that I think is just amazing, and the music kind of reaches that same good vibe, but then again, it's not really there at all. It's Triana. This is a Spanish prog band. I'm not even going to try to pronounce it. I think it's called Hijos del Agobia, something like that. But the cover is just amazing. It's the inside. You'd expect this to be just a freak out a prog album, and it has prog. It is kind of prog, but it's more of a flamenco prog. And maybe lyrical wise, it's dark, but I don't understand it because it's in Spanish. But yeah, it's a good album. I like it, but the cover makes you think it's an amazing album. That's not what it is. Here's another soundtrack album that I think is just such an amazing cover. It's groovy, it's funky kind of cover, really showing the swinging 60s as they were in movie terms. I don't know if they were in that in reality, but this is a soundtrack to a movie called Smashing Time, which takes place in the swinging London of the mid-60s. And the music is at times horrendous. Rita Tushingham and Lynn Redgrave are doing the vocals, and they absolutely cannot sing at all. There are some tracks that I think are funny, and actually musically they're pretty good, but just vocally they get destroyed. But anyway, this is a great cover. And there was great covers, bad, not so great music, and this is not so great covers and just great music. First one, Black Mass by Lucifer, which is actually Mort Garson, who also did I think Electric Hair, could be wrong. This made me, when I picked this up, I thought this was stoner rock. This was Black Sabbath-like music. No way, this is a Moog classic. This is just amazing Moog music. And if you want to collect just odd, strange Moog albums, this is the one to definitely get, because it's really, really good. But the music, like I say, it's Moog music. It is, you hear the little Moog funny sounds. This is not, by the way, the album is playing in the background, but it has Moog. And it's not dark and like heavy metal or whatever, but the cover is just freaking awesome. I love the cover, but the music doesn't fit with the cover. That's what I'm trying to say. Jeez. This, I think, is a really ugly cover, but the music is great. This is Ugly Spirit by Richard H. Kirk. He's of Cabaret Voltaire. At times this does remind me of Cabaret Voltaire, except this is his solo work. I like the back a little better than the front. The front is just ugly. I mean, it's called Ugly Spirit, but you shouldn't put an ugly cover on an album called Ugly Spirit. The music is damn good. Another cover that I really don't care much for is this one, Snake Finger, Greener Pastures, or Postures, sorry. Snake Finger used to play guitar in The Residents, who was the only non-eyeballed Residents musician. He wasn't even a member, I guess, but he played on a lot of their albums. The Residents produced this album. They co-wrote a couple of songs with him. This is a much better cover. This would have been, but this, I don't know. I don't get it. If you do love the Residents, do pick this up. But you know, the cover, jeez. Got two more ugly covers with good music. This is a soundtrack for a movie called Tongue. Way too simple. Just look at that. It's a dark brown cover. It's got red letters. I mean, it's funny that they have a heart as an O. But this doesn't tell you what kind of movie this is at all. But I can tell you, it's an X-rated porn movie, basically made to cash in on the blaxploitation craze of the mid-70s, early to mid-70s. And it's funk. It's just pure funk music. It's just great, great stuff. The first side has like 5 tracks that are all funky. The B-side has 1 track that's about 18 minutes, and it's funky, but it has not dialogue, but sounds that are from the movie. Yeah, it's basically an orgy scene, I guess. It's called Party Time, and it's filled with moans and groans and, well, basically those sounds. But the album is freaking great. But the cover is just, plain. I get the joke with this one. I do get it, but I don't like the cover. This is Happy Flowers, I Crush Bozo, on red vinyl, Homestead Records. This is awesome noise rock, kind of psychotic music, if you will. It's 2 guys. It's freaky drums, but not in line with the music. It just takes its own course, and then guitars are nothing but feedback, and then they scream and yelp and shout these insane lyrics. I love the music, I just love it, but the cover, it's a flower crushing another flower. The cover is kind of blah, I guess. These guys are really, really psychotic. The lyrics are insane, and I'm not gonna... The names they have, I'm just gonna say that, so you kind of get the idea of what type of guys they were, maybe. One of them was called Mr. Anus, and the other one was called Mr. Horribly Charred Infant. If you love noise rock, like literally noise rock, this is your cup of tea, most definitely. But the cover, The last bunch of records are covers that I like with the music that I like. And this is the first one that's playing in the background. It's Musique Électronique Nouvelle. That's my best French impersonation, by the way. On CBS, part of the Music of Our Time series, which I only have this record, and I've got a Terry Riley album of this series. And it's amazing. I want to see more of this series. If anyone has more of this series, show it, because I want it. I want to see it. It is Moog based, synthesizer based. That's more Moog, I guess. Modern avant-garde music. Side A features a track which I didn't want to play because it doesn't really suit the cover. It's John Cage's Variations 2. I think it's for electrified piano. Basically, they electrified the piano, and they're not playing the keys, they're playing the strings of the piano by beating those strings. So it's noisy, it's not like anything you hear here. Milton Babbitt does a track called Ensembles for synthesizer, and Henri Posseur does Trois Visages de Liege. He's a Belgian composer, and I love this stuff. This is droney, it's electronic, it's great stuff, and it takes you kind of on a trip into space, maybe. So that's why I picked that. I always love this cover, and the music is insanely good as well. No Pussyfooting by Fripp and Eno. I always thought of this album cover as a companion piece to Brian Eno's debut album. Here Come the Warm Jets. I have to think, because there's little bits and pieces that return, like the erotic cards that he's playing there, the crazy flower or dead flower thing with the books, that's in there as well, I believe. I mean, it reminds me of that particular cover. And the music is just amazing. I love the cover. It just goes on into infinity. Great album, great music. My favorite Perubu album, I love this cover art. Dub Housing. It perfectly fits the music. It's dark. It's just, it doesn't, you don't quite know what you're getting, and you don't quite know what you're seeing here. I mean, this of course is a apartment building with a little house next to it. But there's all these things you might be able to see in the windows. You don't quite see it, you don't quite get it. The backside I love as well. It's just a killer album. This is Ministries. The mind is a terrible thing to taste. And this is their first album where they became Ministry. The album before this, Twitch, is just a knockoff of Front 242. I like it, but this is where they got, you know, got their metal, industrial metal thing together. And I just love the cover. It totally gives you that hard yet metallic sound, or the idea that it's going to sound like that, and it does. Some more industrial music. This is Test Department, The Unacceptable Face of Freedom. I love this cover. The music is as bright and experimental and original as the cover is. But this is one of those covers that I just love because it's a big package, fold-out thing. There's more there. It folds out into a big there's the inside. It folds out into this big face. You can see it, and it's all art in this little project, little cover. It's made, I believe, by one artist who you can see it here. Maybe he created these statues by melting colored plastic toy soldiers into these big statues that are basically an anti-war statement. It's awesome stuff. Music is awesome as well. And we're not going to hold this one up too long because it's shiny. Silver apples, it's futuristic. The music is futuristic. The cover is shiny, futuristic. This is a re-release on Phoenix. There's another re-release that doesn't have the metallic cover. This does sound like the cover looks. And the last one I got, I just love this cover. It basically is a whole, but there's different little images on there that make it a whole. Tortoise, and it's all around you, the album. This I love. I love the music of Tortoise. I love this cover a lot. Trill Jockey, who released this, will re-release, because I think they're 20 years now in existence. They will re-release most, if not all, of Tortoise's releases on vinyl again. So I'm there. I'm gonna pick up every Tortoise release that I don't have, because I want more of this band. This is just awesome post-rock with jazz influences and electronica. It's good stuff. So there, that's my reply. I'm going to do 2 more videos, hopefully today, and next week I'll be posting a little video celebrating my 300 subscribers and thinking of a contest. So have a good one. Peace.